It's Tuesday, June 15th. I'm Kelly Hendricks.
I'm Donald Bell.
I'm Rafe Needleman, and this is Buzz Out Loud, CNET podcast of indeterminate length, episode 1249, and Donald's birthday.
Woohoo!
That's your birthday present. You kicked Molly out of the studio.
That's right.
And you're here instead. Molly is traveling back from the Webbies.
I get to use the big computer.
Yes,
the big,
welcome.
the grown-up computer.
Now that you're as old as you are, you can sit at the big boys table.
Yes.
Yes. So, in honor of your birthday as well, you can now buy or pre-order an iPhone 4.
Yay!
Except no.
maybe just for me on my birthday.
Did you order?
No.
I tried to, and like everybody else on Twitter and on the blogosphere, the iPhone or the Apple, I don't know if the Apple or AT&T, but I think it's AT&T, the whole order system is overwhelmed, belly up, twitching mindlessly. Basically, you try to order and it doesn't work.
The ring, the perpetual ring of failure.
Of waiting. There are various error messages you can get, and it's kind of a crapshoot as to which error message you will get when you go to the Apple Store. I went through and got 2 different error messages. And then I used the new Apple Store app, which you can get in the App Store.
Today.
And I ordered. I actually got through with the app on my iPhone. Pre-ordered my new iPhone 4.
Sure.
And
So
it worked.
Yeah.
Except the email confirmation said that I had ordered the no contract version for $700. No, that's not what I want. I want to replace this old dying iPhone with a fancy new one.
Yeah, you could probably sell that pretty quickly, though. If you needed
maybe.
to.
Apparently, they'll fix that in the store, but it's just like, wow, what? I mean, Steve Jobs there must be steam coming out of his ears and his eyes and his nose, because first of all, the AT&T network sucks.
Yeah.
Then they have this iPad 3G security catastrophe, which we'll talk about more soon. And now finally people want to pre-order this product and they cannot. And this is just so not the Apple experience.
No, but I mean, I think people who've already drank the Kool-Aid on this aren't going to get frustrated with this and go like, I'm just going to go buy a Droid. I'm not gonna, or something like, I mean, I think that experience, people are just going to have to be patient, but they'll stick to it.
You try telling that to Steve Jobs.
Right, Steve Jobs.
Okay, I'm AT&T, you're Steve Jobs. Hey, Steve, a little sorry about that. Just be patient.
And then it's chop.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
The ninja stars come out from behind.
Yeah, say hello to my little friend. Yeah. Anyway, you can, if you're in the UK, though, you can get an iPhone 4 without a SIM and unlocked. It's expensive. I think it was like £600.
Yeah.
But that's not an option here, but you can actually get an unlocked one in the UK. I wonder if they'll work here. I don't know how.
Is that because there's multiple carriers in the UK, so they're like, just take it to whoever you want to use?
Yeah, it's because AT&T figures out they can lock you in, and you can. I mean, you can buy a phone without a contract here,
right? But it's not a supply your own micro.
But it's not unlocked.
You'd be having to get a micro SIM anyways. You have to be whittling your own SIM card into it anyways.
How long till one of those companies comes out with this, $30 die-cast machine?
They have. You can already order them, yeah. There's like a little hole punch thing that just chops the existing SIM card into a micro SIM format.
Great. All right. I'm going to order one of those
I think it's
now.
like £20.
And it's £499 apparently, which I think is like $1,300 in US. Kidding. Okay, I'm just kidding.
Send your emails.
So, we have been covering the AT&T iPad 3G security breach, which looked to be initially not that big a deal. It was kind of a big deal because it revealed iPad 3G users' email addresses. Mm-hmm. There is a security blogger who says that the breach could potentially lead to much worse. What happens is that the ICC-ID, which is the number that was matched up to the email addresses, is supposed to be kind of a one-way thing, that you can get from that the phone's or your device's IMSI, which is the real identifying number of the device, only through a complicated protected lookup thing.
Right.
But since that complicated protected lookup database is generally overloaded, what AT&T did, or maybe Apple did, it's unknown, in creating the ICC-ID to IMSI number lookup is created a algorithm that makes it possible to discern the IMSI from the ICC-ID, which means you can now basically take over a cellular device if only you have the ICC-ID, which is printed on the outside of the box and is guessable.
Right.
So what this means is if you have this IMSI number and you have a pirate cell tower, you can basically tell a device, if it's in range, I am your one and only cell tower, and you must send all your data through me. Now, for you and me, who cares?
Right.
But remember, the people who have iPad 3Gs are people in the military,
Or
at
the
the
people
White
on this
House.
list that got leaked out.
Yeah, and so if they know more or less where they are, they can basically see everything they're doing and take over their computer. Scary. Now, this is a more complicated hack, but this is This is why even little hacks, even little breaches, can lead to kind of a zipper effect of a totally unraveling of security.
Yeah, and this also seems like it's a total unraveling of the entire foundation of how AT&T is handling the actual identifiers for their phones.
Yeah.
So this goes so far beyond the initial iPad scandal and the iPad breach to being a problem that's fundamental to the entire, maybe the entire industry, but at least to AT&T, right? That if the number on the outside of a phone's box, something that's very easy to get either from the device or through a hack like this, where you can get it from a database, because AT&T is considering these numbers, basically okay if they accidentally slipped into the public knowledge, because the real number that you need to get, you'd have to get by sending that number, pinging a database, getting a second number from that, and then that's the way you get it. But if it's all just you can get it from this one simple little number by doing a little pig Latin on it, then anyone could basically figure out your home address probably from getting this pretty easily, your actual phone number,
where your phone is,
where you are,
yeah. Your data. So this
kind of stuff that makes Facebook privacy issues seem like nothing.
It really does.
Yeah.
And so this little very annoying and weird, he said thing with Goatse and AT&T actually begins to look like the unraveling of a major part of the security architecture of the mobile phone system, at least on AT&T's mobile phone system. So while I started out, as I said yesterday, being kind of anti-Goatse Security guys, kind of angry at them for being, and a little envious because they sent the data to Gawker and not to us, being kind of mad at them for the way they handle it and being a little douchey about it.
Yeah.
The more I read about this and the more this thing unravels, the more it's like, thank you for doing that, guys, because you are showing a security flaws here that need to be highlighted. And it's about time. AT&T, I wag my finger of shame at you.
But it does start to get a little tinfoil hat when you're like, there's basically no way around there being some piece of technology on you that someone could probably, with enough effort, pinpoint where you are and what you're doing at any given time.
Right, so it might make it easier.
Right.
I mean, AT&T just made it easy, or easier.
And has, apparently, this flaw has been around for a while.
Yeah.
There's no saying in this article, but it seems like when they actually went about figuring out how the entire system of IMSI numbers were going to work, or ICC-IDs, that this whole, just having the actual equation be built into the number was at the very foundation of the entire system.
You know what AT&T really does need to do, as many people have pointed out, is they really need to get on the stick and basically ship out new SIMs, micro SIMs, to all their iPad 3G customers and say, look, it's not a question of blame. It's a question of protecting your security at this point. We might be wrong. Somebody else might be wrong. Whatever. It's a flaw, and we're going to fix it. All right, let's just fix it. Take care of your customers. Take care of your customers, especially the ones of the FBI and who are kind of mad at you right now. Take care of them.
It also goes to show exactly why hackers are important people to have on your staff, too.
Yes.
Which is the entire real reason behind all these different hacker conferences, is that these are the people that, they're basically the people who you need to be afraid of, but they're also the people who get hired by security firms so that people know what their vulnerabilities are and then can guard against them.
Right. So-called white hat or gray hat hackers.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is the kind of experience and the kind of people that increasingly I think that companies like AT&T need to have on board to point this stuff out before some agency called Goatse Security comes
Really?
and points it out for you and makes a big stink about it.
Yeah.